told you the Romans was black, right? Well, what the hell made you think the Spartans were any different? This book right here by Frank Miller was written this was 4 years before the movie came out. 4 years. Look at these Spartans. Look at their hair. Look at that. Those are locks. Black with dreads. We march from dear Laconia, from sacred Sparta. Again, locks. Spartan warrior, right there. Then you look here, the young boy that was out in the woods, chased by the wolf. That was a black boy, wasn't a white boy. So as you can see here, so the boy given up for dead returned a king. Take a look. As you can see here, locks. The scene from the pit. The look of Leonidas. As you can see, the Spartans right here, they're holding form. Now take a look at this. This is Xerxes. This is actually the real version, which looks like a very, very black version of Xerxes. Those are all the arrows they put in him. Look at his helmet once it's off. And I just wanted you to know this little story because this book was made 4 years before the movie 300 came out. And as you can see, they left out some very, very fine details here. They even led us to believe that Xerxes wasn't a melanated individual when he was a whole entire king out here. And as you can see, these Spartans had locks. You can see it on all their hair, that they all had locks. So why did they take a book depicted with black warriors and paint them as white warriors? So once again, even the 300 was whitewashed. A lot of times this happens because we don't do our own research into the narrative. We let them sell us their narrative. Take a look here. A Spartan woman athlete. Look at the hair. Take a look here. This is Gorga of Sparta. Take a look at her hair. Kinda looks like mine. Take a look here. Oh, I got they ass now. Take a look at that. What is that? Locks. Locks. Look what they tried to do. They tried to deface and destroy the front and all, but look behind them. Down the back. Locks. On what? A Spartan. What do we have here? Let's just take a very close look. Looks like a Spartan. Look at the headdress, the shield. What's that? Locks. Again, locks. Spartan warrior. Once again, locks. Spartan warriors here. Again, locks. Spartan woman of Greece here. Locks. And then here, as you already know, they're going to try and get rid of the lips, try and get rid of the nose. Couldn't get rid of the hair. You see, goes down the back. Locks. So as much as they try and deface these things to try and denote any resemblance to any kind of Negro or the melanated individual, the truth always comes out. And then who do you think this is right here? This is a statue of Lord Leonidas himself. Look at his face. Look at his features. Not only that, look back here at his locks. So once again, they did the same exact thing they did with Egypt in every single Egyptian movie. They whitewashed it with white actors and they got rid of all the melanated actors, because then that would mean that there was a powerful, strong, damn near immortal race of melanated individuals with spears and shields, organized, running around, fucking shit up. And that just might inspire you. It also might have you questioning whether or not you were a slave, and they didn't want that. So of course they made sure the whole entire cast was white. Meanwhile, the book that I just showed you was made 4 years before the movie. 4 years. Think about that. But of course, when the mind's blind, the eyes can't see. Cue my music, please.
Have you heard the latest? We have 114 days until the alien spaceship reaches Earth, and it could be devastating. NASA is in shock. They can't believe it. They've been searching for alien life for so long, and now they finally found it. So 3 minutes ago, these images was picked up from space, and we're being told to stay on our planet. Massive alien mothership spotted near the moon, accompanied by many UFOs. Who are these people? So this is what I want to know. Who is coming on these motherships? Is it the Anunnaki? Is it the Greys? Is it black people? Whoever it is, please just don't be racist. Just leave us alone. Whoever it is, please just take it easy on the black race. We've had enough, okay? Whatever's going on down here, it's got nothing to do with us, yeah?
So silver, gold, copper, steel are all electrical conductors. So when you're wearing jewellery, what would be the point of the person wearing that jewellery? And they'd wear that jewellery because it was electrically conducting their bodies. Like, why would they wear gold necklaces, silver necklaces, and copper necklaces? Well, those are all conductors, which are rebalancing your body and then enhancing your energy. So for example, if you wear gold, you're enhancing the energy of the sun. Silver, you're actually wearing the energy of the moon. And copper, you're wearing the energy of Venus. You can also wear shungite, quartz, and volcanic rocks as well, which hold energy. And quartz actually resonates as water. So if you're wearing quartz on your body, you're actually balancing the water structure of your body. And you can take quartz, for example, and leave it in your water overnight, and it will completely structure your water just like copper, because the quartz is putting that fractal shape into the water, and it's transferring its structure, because we know that water takes on the structure of anything.
People talk about Anunnakis or whatever coming to save us. Everybody talk about a savior that's coming from these beings.
Part of the human condition that I've seen is this need to feel special. That's not the case at all. If those Sumerian tablets are indeed true, they manipulated DNA to make us to be a slave race, to mine gold and do their bidding. Where do you think human beings learned about slavery from? They indeed were slaves. If you think somebody who created you to be a slave is coming to save you, you're out your mind on the gas. That's not the truth. Human beings want to feel so special, but 90% of everything that lived on the earth is dead.
Do you think slavery has always been a physical thing, or is it always a mental thing? Because I feel like right now we're in mental slavery.
Slavery just evolved. Physical slavery still does exist. Every Thursday in Mauritania, there's a slave auction. They didn't outlaw slavery in Mauritania until 1988. You travel through Afghanistan and Iraq, there are people that are still indeed slaves. Indentured service, indentured servitude, whatever you want to call it. That's one way to keep people enslaved. The other way to keep them enslaved outside of physical is going to be mental. It's no coincidence that they taught the slaves the King James Bible. 2 Peter gives you instructions on how to be a good slave. Slaves would say, oh, you can lock my body, but you can't lock my mind. Then they introduce religion to them to indeed lock their mind.
See, it's not wrong that he's making a documentary about Diddy. What's wrong is that we don't have the same energy for when somebody outside of our ethnicity, when they do the same things that Diddy have done and even worse, and they have not faced the day of judgment or lost $1 behind this, but when the black man, you know, they're going to hang him at the stake. What I don't like about this is that not only do we go after him, the other side goes after him. Everybody around the world goes after him. When the other man do it, his people might slap him on the wrist, and then we don't even care. We not gonna make no documentaries. We not gonna make no follow up on it. We not gonna do nothing. But let it be a black man though. Everybody and their mama gonna be all over that. They gonna care about that, about how bad, because we love to see a brother doing worse than us. I mean, let's just keep it, folks. Is this really because Diddy was a freak elite? Or is it because he was a rich black man and people couldn't stand to see him living it up while they struggling? So they were like, I knew it had to have been something.
1582 was when they changed the calendar. Because instead of 12 months, it was 13 because of the lunar year. In a lunar year, there are 13 lunar cycles, each lasting approximately 28 days. However, the solar year spans approximately 364 days. Divide by 28 reveals there are actually 13 months. Because we would harness energy from the moon known as celestial energy, because our circadian rhythms follow the moon's energy. And now it is 12 months, it is affecting your body. Because the calendar used today is the Gregorian calendar, which consists of 12 months. This disparity between the natural lunar cycles and the Gregorian calendar may not be coincidental. Some speculate this was intentional, possibly to disrupt the harmonious rhythm between the lunar cycles and the body. And it also perfectly aligns with the menstrual cycle of women, which occurs every 28 days, which is another reason they changed it, to disrupt women. So if your body's not aligned with the moon, then your frequency will be lowered. And as a result, your human energy field will also be lowered because your circadian rhythm is not aligned with the celestial energy of the moon, which as a result means you cannot harvest energy from the moon's solar cycles because your circadian rhythm is out of balance.
Can anybody tell me why there's declassified documents from the CIA showing that our human bodies have liquid crystals in them? The same crystals just like radios use to pick up frequencies. Isn't it a coincidence that neuroscientists have just launched a whole study showing that our consciousness, gut feelings, actually can time travel? So does that mean that our consciousness is picking up radio signals or messages from the future? Interesting. There's a fire.
What does the Bible say about eating pork? I've had a few people reach out to me about this, knowing that in the Old Testament, God commanded that his people not eat pork. But we also need to keep this in mind. There were 3 types of laws in the Old Covenant: moral laws, civil laws, and ceremonial laws. Not all the laws in the Old Testament were related to morality, and things regarding food and cleanliness, those were not typically moral laws. In fact, in the New Covenant, when Jesus dies on the cross for you and for me, and for all of mankind, Jews and Gentiles alike, he actually changes that standard. And we learn this when Peter was told by God to kill and eat the very food that he thought he wasn't able to touch. The reason why is because God wanted Peter to be able to reach the people group that didn't follow these same standards. We need to understand that God has ushered us into a new covenant, and this covenant is ruled by love and grace.
Don't misunderstand why I have come. I did not come to abolish the law of Moses or the writings of the prophets. No, I came to accomplish their purpose. I tell you the truth, until heaven and earth disappear, not even the smallest detail of God's law will disappear until its purpose is achieved. So if you ignore the least commandment and teach others to do the same, you will be called the least in the kingdom of God, in the kingdom of heaven, I mean. But anyone who obeys God's laws and teaches them will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. But I warn you, unless your righteousness is better than the righteousness of the teachers of religious law and the Pharisees, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. That's strong.
Gotcha.
Where they're putting human body parts into the pig supply and the pork supply. The Reynolds family used to own 60% of all the crematoriums and moratoriums in the United States and funeral homes, and they would dispose of bodies that way too. Pig farms. Because a pig will dispose. A couple of pigs will dispose of a body in a few minutes, and then they feed that to the populace. Don't eat pig.
That you didn't raise yourself.
Could not strongly warn people against that enough. Parasites of hookworms are serious things. That's why a lot of Southerners are what Southerners are. Understand something. Southerners, and a lot of their speech and their cadence and their rhythm, it's hookworms. 9 out of 10 times.
Really?
1 for 1, they are ruled by parasites. Detox them, their brains turn on, and they're sharp and capable communicators almost immediately. Tapeworms and hookworms come pouring out of them. But they were mostly fed pork diets. Whereas out west, you see a lot less of it. And in the north, because beef tended to be the predominant thing. Sheep before that, but beef tended to feed them a lot more often. And they're far less prone to feeding you the parasites. So something to consider. Change your life forever. Do a detox, man.
Well, I got like a whole freezer full of pork right now. Even the ones that I raised.
Bro, he gave us some instructions in the scriptures to try to keep us away from stuff that's definitely deadly. Pig is 100% an animal we know gets possessed by demons. Absolutely. The legions that come out of the two men, the demoniacs in the tombs, where do they go?
Pigs.
Straight into the pigs. And the pigs are fully possessed, total possession. Think about this. The power, the spiritual possession capacity of one man, two man, depending on which account you're in, filled a herd of pigs and it drowned them in the sea. That's because those spirits, when they lose their assignment on their target, they better bring a sacrifice back with them so they don't get their stinking lunch eaten by the higher principality that's ruling them. This is why swine and pork is so heavily warned about in the scriptures. Like, don't eat it. Don't eat it. When you abstain from these things, like my family and I just started trying to eat the way that the scripture said, like literally. And it was unbelievable how many of the lights turned on in our brains, you know, and like why it was valuable for us to try to find clean sourced food.
So there's something that came out in the Epstein files where Hillary Clinton was sleeping with one of her staff members. He was saying that she was sleeping with this guy named Vince Foster. Vince Foster was actually brought in by, her and Bill Clinton, in which is Bill Clinton's childhood friend.
Okay.
They brought him in. Then they're saying, oh, Epstein said this. Hey, yeah, Hillary Clinton was actually sleeping with Vince Foster. Then, not too long after, he himself.
He always himself. It's always a thing.
It's always suicide.
Especially around those, those guys.
Yeah. So, if you really look at the board of people that themselves, it's crazy. It's like 40, 50 people who all either worked for them or had something to deal with them. It was crazy. So they're saying that he had depression and he had pressure. There was something called Travelgate, in which a lot of people were getting fired through the Clinton administration, and bringing all their donors and friends in. But they were saying they falsely accused these people of doing all these things just to bring their friends in. And he was part of it and got a lot of scrutiny for it. And then that's where they said, oh, he had depression, but I think it was more.
No, for sure.
Epstein said it.
Oh, Epstein said it.
In his file. That's where it came out.
Wow.
In this book, they were talking about how Powerline can power themselves. So then the question you have to ask is, what are we actually paying for? Power lines could power themselves and free energy existed. And this was in a book in the 1800s talking about Tartaria. It was documented. And what else did they mention? Nikola Tesla discovering free energy in relation to the ether And it shows you all of these pictures about the ether with Nikola Tesla discovering it. And it also speaks about how the ether was the fifth element and how it was used in Tartarian technology. And the book was actually called The Lost Science, where it also went into Central Park, where a man named Nathan B. Steffenfield was actually documented at Central Park, and he said that he couldn't find any energy in Central Park. He actually tapped his copper rods into the ground, and he couldn't find a source of free energy. So it makes you wonder what Central Park and other monuments are really hiding regarding Tartarian technology. And then you actually get to the end of the book where it speaks about the end of Tartaria and technology.
So let me see if I got this straight. When man fly on a plane from Auckland to Peru, they stop off at Los Angeles for petrol. But that don't make no sense. Alright, what about Sydney? Yeah, Sydney to Peru. Same thing, brother. You have to stop off for petrol in Los Angeles. What about Wellington? Wellington to Peru. Los Angeles again? No, you son of a bitch. Alright, let's do the maths. Argentina to India. Why are you not cutting across Africa? Why? Who's in Amsterdam? What, Africa got no petrol? Oh, I see what this is. You're following the globe. When you follow the globe, they make you think that Los Angeles is on the other side of the world. But really, Los Angeles is en route. And it's the same thing when you're going from Argentina to India, because it's en route. Brother, they've been lying to us about the map for so long. I'm not surprised they got your ass. You have to understand, the flat earth map is what they use. When they're flying, when they're on the submarines, that's what they use, brother. So you can keep spinning and flying through the air as much as you want. But I'm gonna stay right here on this stationary flat earth.
Hold on. Are we all being distracted from a global financial crash right now? Now, there's a few weird sequence of events, starting with this. The founder of the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, has started his own academy to get people ready for the intelligence age.
The tremendous changes which will be caused by the transformation from the industrial to the intelligent age. The intelligent age is based on a combination of many life-changing.
And if you guys have no idea about the World Economic Forum, it is a non-profit organization collective filled with globalists and elites that make decisions on your behalf. Now, earlier this year, he stepped down from his position from the World Economic Forum. Now we see why to start this academy to get people prepared, which is pretty weird. But it gets even weirder. You guys, they are dropping more signs yet again, because why did the Timberwolves post this picture of Anthony Edwards and Rod Dillingham going to a game, and what is he wearing? Let's take a look. Yeah, it says 2008 global financial crisis. What? Now the question is, why would he wear this when he was only 3 years old when this crash happened? And if you guys know anything about the 2008 crash, in which was the greatest crash since the Great Depression, wiped out over $2 trillion globally, which was predicted by Michael Burry 3 years before the crash in 2005. Which is a nice coincidence that he was wearing this hoodie and he was born the same year in 2005 when the market crash was predicted. Interesting. Not to mention the brand new standard for all banks globally, ISO 222, just passed November 22nd, but nobody knew this. In short, this standard is for cross-border payments globally, implementing blockchain, crypto, etc. So my prediction is we're gonna see a big run-up, then a crash, or a crash, then a run-up, but something's about to happen. Now, if all that isn't weird enough for you, you guys, that deadline date is the same date as JFK's assassination, November 22nd, in which he was trying to change the financial system as well. So there's that. Make sure you guys go to my YouTube, The Maverick Approach, but let me know what you guys think about all this down below.